All right, we are live. RTD Hangout. Hopefully, everything is flowing smoothly. It's been a minute since I've done all this configuration for a Hangout, but I thought I would spring it up on people and see who's interested in hanging out tonight. And so, as always, I usually give you guys a heads up, but tonight I just sprung it up on you because I figure I just want to just hang out and not necessarily go over all the bad news and all that stuff like that. And so, with that being the case, hope everyone is doing well. Let me know via chat if you can hear me, if audio is going well, and we can keep it moving. So let me check in via chat. Let me see, make sure I got the right chat up here. Give me 1 second here. Let me make sure everything is flowing smoothly because on my end I'm not seeing any comments, and we can try to make this thing work. So let me fix some things if I can. Let me close this out here and try to get me another chat up here real quick. But in the chat, let me know, it says can hear you well. Okay, sounds good. Let me get a little chat up in here because as of now I can't see myself. Try to do something different. Let me all about. So grab a different chat. Let me see. Give me 1 second here, and then we can hang out some. Let me see if I can grab this chat. Give me 1 second here. All right, this is one of the issues with doing things last minute. It takes a minute to get everything situated. But I want to find out who's interested in hanging out tonight. So, okay, I got a pop-up chat there so I can see some comments now. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. So, as you guys can see, so beneath this video here is an invitation for anybody who want to join me via Hangout. Feel free to do so. Just click that link. You'll be joined in right with me, and we can talk face to face. We'd love to find out what's going on as well. So I got a couple of the subject matters we can talk about, so we can do that. So let me move some things around real quick. All right, so let me check in via chat real quick, see who's tuning in. We got Mr. King D in the building. Low blood pressures, says the baby won't sleep. We got Florida Princess, Natural Mama, Tony B in the building. Tony B, man, I would love to see you dial in via face to face, man. Why don't you holler at us tonight? Natural Mom. What else we got here? We got Chicksaw Rising, Jay in the building. Okay, so Johnny Deep, all right. More people popping in. Aaron B, all right. Bernard. So how's everybody doing, man? So yeah, the face-to-face is an opportunity for everybody to hang out and get a chance to meet one another within the RTD community. Low blood pressure. So if you look beneath this video here, there should be a link. Let me make sure there's a link. Yeah, so the link is beneath this video. So click that link and you'll be, tuned in right with me. So it says LP, Tony B, and Solo. You guys got F to F. Yeah, man. I want to see a lot of those. I hear a lot of voices, and so it's one thing to call in and share your 2 cents and to chime in via news, but it's another thing to, click that link and set up your camera and then join us via the face-to-face opportunity. So, but anyway, I'm gonna keep it moving and just wait for somebody to join me. If not, I got a couple of things I want to touch on anyway. So, and until that time, let me maneuver some windows around real quick. All right, so we got a couple people looking to chime in. Let me click these buttons here. Let me acknowledge a couple people here. So we got somebody joining us. Let me see when he pops up here. Mr. Bob Collins is in the building, or he's on his way. We got Marlon joining us. Okay, so a couple people checking in with us. So yeah, the goal is to get as many people as we can squeeze in here tonight. I want to meet some people, get a chance to see the face of some of those voices. Mr. Marlon, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good.
It's good, man. It's nice to meet you, my friend. Where you checking in from? What city? What state? What area?
I'm in your area. I'm in the metro.
In Metro. Good deal, man. Good deal.
Yes, sir.
Good to have a fellow Michigander in the building. So yeah, man, we're gonna hang out a little bit tonight and just talk trash, man. Go back and forth. And so there's a lot of subject matter I'm sure people want to touch on. So we wait on Mr. Bob Collins to join us. And then, but other than that, man, give me a little rundown, man. What's on your mind? What has you excited and what has you concerned?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man, Mike, everything got me concerned right now. I mean, not everything got me concerned. What the election, of course.
Yeah.
How things are going to be with the Biden, of course.
Yeah.
With all this going on, how's affecting the market? With the emails. If you, I'm pretty sure you haven't known by now the emails that came out with Giuliani.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a the Rico legend.
Yeah.
So, so it's just pretty interesting. Those are some pretty deep claims to be saying about the running candidate, and I'm just looking at it, and it's not showing up in the markets.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of wondering, like, okay, are y'all just ignoring this? I mean, you got mayor. I mean, he is the not. Am I right? He is the ex-mayor
Uh-huh.
of New York, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's some pretty credibility. That's some credibility right there.
Yeah. And so he appears to be trying to put together a potential case by turning in some of those emails to looks like the Delaware police or something like that. And so,
right.
But once again, man, it's so much. It's just it's so much. It's just, to me, it's all noise, man. It's all on the surface stuff, man. And underneath the surface, they got a much greater agenda that's going to be very dangerous. Got Mr. Low Blood Pressure in the building. How you doing, my friend? Uh-oh, he having problems with his audio. Look like it coming out the cave, man. Look at that guy. Oh, man. Look at him having issues. We got somebody else that asked to unmute. We got Mr. Peter here. So yeah, man. So it's free flow, man. Whatever's on your mind, you talk, man. I'm not a host today.
Okay, I did want to mention your last night about the COVID certificate. You mentioned that. I suppose that last night you was talking about that.
I've been talking about that. I don't know. You gotta refresh my memory, man. I talk about so
much.
Well,
no, you was talking about how they was gonna have the vaccine passport.
The common pass, the pass, for travel.
Yeah, I was thinking about, what I'm saying. I think they're trying to collateralize the people.
That's basically what it boils down to. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Enslave us even further.
Because when I look into it a little bit deeper, that's what Roosevelt pretty much did with the Social Security number.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much attached the Social Security number to the human being. Whereas if you were to do anything financial, your Social Security was attached to. If you're going to get a job, your Social Security is attached. If you're going to get a loan, your Social Security attached. So pretty much it was like a collateralization of the population. So now I'm thinking, so after watching your show, I just got to thinking about that. It seems like they want to take that a little step further and say, we want to get inside your body.
Yeah. Basically tokenize, using this digital transformation we're going through to tokenize a human being. Because everything we're going to be doing is through that app until they can eventually, God forbid, put it in us. But that's a part of the agenda. But we got Mr. Peter, man. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I did better, and I couldn't stand it. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. Is that Pete from Colorado?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you again, man. It's been a couple years, man.
It's been a little bit, but I'll have to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
You got me to download Google Hangouts.
Uh-huh. Because
of this video, I downloaded Zoom.
Man, so
you're moving me into this century, so.
But it's good to see you, man. It's good to hear your voice, man. We got Mr. Low Blood Pressure there looking like a caveman. Ain't said a word yet. Having a problem with his audio. But Pete, man, what's on your mind tonight, my friend? What's exciting you? What's troubling you? It's free flow, man. Just have at it.
I will tell you I voted today.
You voted today, okay. Was it what you expected, a little bit more or less, or was it a smooth piece of cake, or what?
Well, for 20 years I've gotten my ballot in the mail, and I just drop it in a box. Nothing's new.
Yeah.
So all hail President West. I voted for him today.
Now, you're saying President West, you're referring to Mr. Kanye West?
I decided I was going to pick the funniest name on the ballot, and he was on there, so he got my vote.
Get out of here. So that's something. So give me a rundown of the candidates that's listed on there, because I wouldn't imagine West was on there, but who else was on there?
There were like 30. There were a lot of socialist candidates, Socialist Party candidates. There was Joe Jorgensen. There was some guy named Biden, and some other guy for the Republicans named something with a T. I don't know. But I mean, I was just looking for the funniest name.
Yeah.
And Kanye West made it, so.
Kanye West is on there. Now, would that be something if more people surprised to pick Kanye West and we hear something about it? So Kanye West is the next president. Wouldn't that be something else? Oh, man. Mr. Low Blood Pressure, man, you gonna join us or what? You gonna stand there and look at
it? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, my friend. I see you did something with your hair.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what happened, man. Mike, it's different. The Zoom is not the same. I had to mess with it.
Yeah, it's different than the other software, but it's one of the things where it's the best way of trying to get as many people on here as possible. And so I thought I would spring this up on you guys last minute and see who's interested in joining us, because there's a lot of things worth talking about. So I don't want to talk, so I want y'all to talk. So Low Blood Pressure, have at it. Pete, have at it. Marlon, have at it, man. Go ahead and y'all do y'all, man.
I don't know. You guys got your rice up? I don't know what to say, Mike.
Get your rice up. Get your food supply up. Yeah. So, I mean, we're hearing about, of course, I'm curious to get your thoughts on just today. What's that? The Department of Justice, I think Department of Homeland Security came out saying something about Iran and Russia hacking now. So, once again, more of that, foreign interference in elections. I'm thinking, okay, so who are they actually trying to vote for or sway to vote towards? Biden? Because Iran has been, Trump has been very harsh towards Iran. So I don't think Iran would necessarily, if they were intervening in the elections, try to favor it towards Trump. So that doesn't play good for, Biden. But once again, who knows?
Oh, that's easy, Mike. That's easy. So Hunter Biden took his computers to a repair shop in Delaware.
Yeah.
He signed a contract he didn't pay. And so it became property of the repair shop owner.
Yeah.
So I don't see any more clear evidence of Russian interference than that.
But they're calling it disinformation, misinformation, or just it's Russian and Iranian propaganda, though, and that's the way they're saying it. So more of a distraction to keep people looking over here while things are happening right here.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
I hear Trump telling Biden, "You're a criminal. Your son's a criminal. Then put him in jail. Do something about it. Stop flapping your gums."
Yeah, he
does. I don't know. I'm not on the Biden train, but that Trump train, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, he does a lot of mentioning of what should happen. I'm thinking, like, as a president, you've been talking big for quite some time now. You calling everybody out on the carpet. You calling them crooked Hillary. And
what happened to lock her up? 4 years of nothing. You're a joke. He's a joke.
Yeah, and it's playing out to be that way as well.
Hey, low blood pressure. Low blood pressure.
What's that? Tell me.
The rules don't apply to them. They apply to you. They'll never go to jail.
Well, I don't know. I slipped through the cracks on a couple of things, so I can't say that.
Oh, man, you still out here maxing out those credit cards, man?
Hey, you know what I did? I transferred one. I'm still waiting on it. I transferred one to another, like the silver one.
Yeah.
So now I'm waiting. It was zero. I had to pay a balance transfer though. It was crappy, but whatever, a few percents. But I bought all my silver at 15, and now I transferred that balance. I'm still in the green, so I'm happy.
Still in the green. Yeah, man. So, what do you guys think about the PayPal, man? PayPal announcing that they're going to get into, as Low Blood Pressure would say, the cryptocurrency. So, once again, PayPal, that's a big move, man. So, Low Blood Pressure, whether you want it or not, they making moves, man.
Wait, look. Whenever someone questions that or says, they say blockchain. Smart contract. Like, what the hell does that even mean? It's so stupid. You can make an identical duplicate bit scam, and it's called Litecoin. And then you raise it to the top, and then, like Charlie Lee did, you just dump it on the stupid public. And look, he made billions,
Yeah. So watch this. Because of what they're doing, because PayPal and all those other entities and the banks, and you got a lot of corporations adding it now as, a valuable piece of their balance sheet, it's going to go in. So there's going to be some fresh suckers coming in. So, maybe Charlie Lee got out too soon, because it's definitely going to go higher. Or he's probably gotten back in. I imagine he's sitting on some heavy bags, I'm sure.
Well, look at this, Mike. Okay, so he got out at the top, right? But when he invented that coin, half the coins were his. How are you gonna make up a money system where you own half of it, and that's a scam from day one? And look at Veritasium. Veritasium is another scam. Why do you think the SEC got him? And now we can't magically talk about it? Come on. Yeah. You ever look up videos of that Veritasium?
Oh yeah, I was. I don't
even understand what it is. There's no clear understanding of what the hell it even is.
But yet it's a software. It's a software via the app, which is a platform that just the fact he was attacked by the SEC and everybody else more so to me proves at what he was trying to do was very disruptive, because he already had deals in place with trying to tokenize and put on the blockchain all types of exchanges and other banks and governments and stuff. So he was making moves until he pissed off the wrong person or group of people.
I don't know, Mike. Look, They can't even get JP Morgan. They're gonna go after some little guy.
Oh, definitely. Think about this. There's been a lot of people. There's one of the other CEOs of Bitmain, of Bixmax, so one of the other cryptocurrency exchanges. You know, he's doing big moves, and all of a sudden got caught up with, all the fraudulent stuff.
Look, Mike. Look, I don't know the guy personally. Yeah. Maybe he's a cool guy. But if the SEC's got you by the what, and if he didn't do nothing illegal, he would have had a good lawyer. He would have got out of it. They got him with something.
Yeah.
Because now you can't talk about it. Now you can't do nothing about it. They had him with something.
I tell you what it was.
Scared him.
What is it?
I tell you. I'll give you my opinion. Well, at least I'll give you my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I'll weigh in on it. Technically, when you start talking about getting into securities, which that's what they were talking about, getting into securities. Securities are regulated. That's why you have to have a Series 66, or Series 66, because anytime you're getting into the advisory, the security, the way the securities work is in any advice you give in whatever state, your jurisdiction it is, you have to have certain license, you have to meet certain criteria. Well, the problem is with the cryptocurrency is not regulated, but the SEC and the IRS has a very law that says that any money that's earned, whether it's regulated or not, we got a piece of it. If it's on the planet, we get a piece of it, and the SEC works at it just like that. Whether it's regulated or not, we have the infrastructure in place. You're supposed to operate as if it's regulated. That's what they'll always argue, particularly from someone with that type of background who's been on Wall Street, who knows that. They're going to always come at him and say, well, because you know how securities are supposed to be licensed, how we regulate security because of the acts. To me, I look at the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency space. It's sort of like it's just nothing but a new stock market. It's like 1921 all over again, when there was no regulation, because anybody can come in and enter the space, and you can make anything about it. It's just not regulated. So I personally think, this is just my personal opinion, that there's going to be some type of crash where they're going to come in and heavy regulate it, which they've already start to make rumblings about that now. And I think it's already sort of kind of linked with the CFT. I think so. You guys can help me on that. I think it's already linked there. So my thing is,
I want to break in here.
Go ahead.
Series 6 is a scam. It's Series 6 to sell stocks. Anybody, you just pay the money. You can't fail the test. And all you do is sell ETFs, and mutual funds that only go up when the market goes up. These regulations don't protect anybody from anything. You're only allowed to sell certain things, and you're only allowed to repeat the narrative. It's a complete scam across the board, and the validity of it just shouldn't be acknowledged.
True.
You think crypto is a scam?
Wait. Hold on. True. I'm gonna get back to this question. True. That is true. That could be true. That could be true in theory, and everything that could be true in theory. How one perceives that. Some people feel that it's it gives them protection. That could be true. But my point is reckon, because I have those licenses. By the way, I have to make sure I have those licenses. I am a registered investment advisor, so I have to make just to put that out there. So whether you feel it's a scam or not, it's still a law. So
the law is a scam. That's the point. But
with the commerce clause, The Commerce Clause covers anything.
But listen to what I'm
saying.
saying.
Even bartering.
But listen to what I'm saying, though. Listen to what I'm saying,
though.
Get
away from it.
But listen to what I'm saying. Just like people say about the IRS, so the IRS is a scam. Whether it's a scam or not, that's still if they want to come down on you, that's not going to stop them and say, well, you know, it's a scam, right? You think the IRS agents, the SEC, going to say, well, you're right, this is a scam. I'm not going to bother you. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
I worked in the business 20 years ago. I had the Series 6. We had people, you know, I remember the tech crash. I remember people calling in who lost everything, just devastated. Mm-hmm. It was clear to me right then that everything that I was involved in was a scam, and everything that we were selling to our customers was a scam, and they all got crushed. You know, whether it's a scam or not, or the law of the land, who the hell is going to be in a 401k that only makes money if things go up?
Not me.
They say that, oh, you return 8% a year for 100 years, except that inflation is 5% and the fees are 3%, so you didn't make any stinking money, and it's all a big damn scam for the average people. I've been investing in real things, you know, ever since then, because I watched those suckers get wiped out. You think the stock market's up in the last 20 years? It's not.
Let me talk about the stock market, what I think is going to happen.
I'd love to hear it.
Okay, I'm a Series 1. Me and Mike, we're Series 1. So we do is so this financial advice, I can tell you it, but I don't recommend you. Anyways, whatever. Check it out, man. I don't think the stock market is ever gonna go down. Everybody talks about 1929 all over again. They were restricted with gold. They were restricted. The money supply was restricted. Now it's unlimited paper money. I think we're gonna go Zimbabwe. I don't know, Mike, if you speak Shona. You ever heard of Shona?
Shona. Refresh my memory, Shona.
Okay, that's the language of Zimbabwe. We need to start speaking it because that's where we're going. I think the stock market's gonna go hyperinflate alongside with the dollar. I don't think the stock market is ever gonna go down. Maybe it'll go down 10%, 20%, but it will not crash because they have unlimited money supply. And you heard that guy with the glasses. He said, by any means
necessary.
With
the glasses?
Not you. I'm talking about Jerome Powell.
Okay. So
I'm sorry.
Because I'm only with the guy. I'm only with the guy with the glasses.
No, watch this. But think about this.
I'm sorry.
With
the other guy with glasses.
The other guy with the glasses.
Watch it. With Venezuela right now today, I was looking at one of the articles came out talking about 2,000 and something percent hyperinflation. And I think their primary equities market is at an all-time high as well. So hyperinflation, their stock market is up there as well. But look at the outcome of that country and what the currency is actually able to do for their people. Nothing. Mm-hmm. So I don't doubt you go to 100,000 Dow, but if our currency ain't worth much, then the average Joe's not invested in equities like that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that.
What do you think?
I don't think our military, as long as military forces is involved, because that's pretty much, and that's even shaky now as well. But that's unless we get something in that action, I don't see in terms of when you guys speak in terms of it's going low, it's going to crash. You guys are pretty much value investors. You guys are looking because he said Peter, your favorite Peter, you guys look for real things. So that tells me you guys are value looking for. In terms of value, you're correct. Mm-hmm. In terms of perception, I don't think as long as people stay on the train, it's going to go. Because to me, what they're trying to do with this negative interest rate thing is they're trying to get everybody into the digital space. And as long as when we apply modern economic theory, when you're talking about hyperinflation, as long as everything stay inside the banks, mm-hmm. and it never leaves physical, mm-hmm. never actually come out with physical, they can always play with it because it's trapped inside the system because everything electronic. Yeah. The problem is if it seeps outside the system and then they can't control what's going on. That's why you have the push for the cashless portion, because if it seeps outside that system, they can't control what's on the chessboard.
Right.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Wait, low blood pressure. Low blood pressure. I just want to say that Marlon is 100% correct. Our dollar is backed by the largest military in the history of the world that could destroy the world 100 times over. We spend more on our military than the next 17 countries combined. That is backed by something. That is something real, and we use it. And two, what else he said was 100% correct, which I think you might be slow to appreciate, is the fact that the rules changed in March. We're now on modern monetary theory, and we're playing a new game, and you're still referring to the last game that doesn't exist. Banks have zero reserve requirements. There is no fractional reserve lending anymore. That is something from the past. We are playing a new game, and you will have to adjust to that.
So when you say that, then that emphasizes my point. They have unlimited money, so they could just keep printing and printing and printing, and the stock market will never go down.
Correct.
They just keep buying and buying and buying and buying.
But they're not printing though. It's just digits inside. They're not printing. There's no printing press. It's all making.
When I say printing, I mean digital too.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's different. What he's saying is that's what's different. That's why the rules are different. There's no physical representation that people in their day-to-day life can recognize because it's not moving through the economy.
Correct.
Good point.
I agree totally.
Now, speaking of which, we're having a great back and forth amongst everybody, but yet we got about 160 people watching us go back and forth, and we haven't got any fresh souls in the building yet. So I want to invite anybody else who's watching to join us. If you have a different opinion or an alternative spin on that, feel free to join us. So I want to see some more faces and meet some more people, man. It's all about meeting as many people as we can in the community. But continue on, gentlemen. Sorry to interrupt you.
So Peter, so would you say that because this new space that we're in, so we're pretty much experimenting. We're like a ship without a sail. We don't know what's going on. Well, nobody knows what's. I mean, it's pretty much so everybody is expert. Anybody that's what I'm saying. Anybody's an expert. There's no barometer to measure because this has never been done.
Well, what I'd say is that we all, as reasonable people, could make a pretty clear conclusion of how it will eventually end.
Yeah.
But when that time is really up for debate.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a decade-long event. And so, like, we're 7 months into this transition. And so with the CBDC talk that's going to be rolled out incrementally next year, they got to join all those forces together and then come up with that, as I mentioned, that layer 2, which will be that global stable coin that the Financial Stability Board has thrown out there. So it's not going to happen overnight. So more pain to come.
Mike, you're breaking my heart, Mike. I want it destroyed like yesterday. You know, I need it.
I think with this type of transition they're trying to usher us through, they're not prepared. They're not ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they got everything in sync to roll it out just yet. So that's why I think they want this thing to last, to create as much pain as possible, so more people be willing to accept whatever they throw out there.
Believe that, man.
There was a company that did Costco did something that I thought was very strategic, and I had to think about it. Costco's, I don't know the rumor, Costco got into buying silver and gold. Yeah. Now check this out. Now I took a look.
What kind? Like
retail, I guess.
Or
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Retail. Yeah, retail, like coins. Like you're gonna be able to go there to buy coins, like retail.
And bars too, I think.
Yeah, and bars. You better go to.
Okay.
Now this is what I thought. I said, wow, if Costco's with all that money and all that technology and all the resources, I mean, they definitely have more resources than us for sitting on here and anybody in the chat. So my thing is, they have done something very strategic. Now I go to Costco's, but that you don't see it on their website. They're not selling it. So my thing is that they're probably harboring that, putting that on their balance sheet as inventory. And they can always say, what is this sitting there for? Oh, we sell gold and silver.
Hey, is it gonna be at $35 an ounce?
Yeah, but they never. But they'll probably never wind up selling it because as we all know, it's a tier 1 asset, right? Yeah. So you can actually have that sitting on your balance sheet, sitting there and saying, "Well, we're going to sell these bars and coins." Well, no, you're not, because I haven't seen it yet in any Costco. It's not on their website. It's not anywhere.
But watch this. I think that's the original article I saw. It was Costco. I want to say I saw it in the UK. It was from a UK source, a UK news source. I don't know sure if that was in the US or if it's starting in Europe first. If Costco is over there like that, I don't know. But that's why I don't think it was officially on their website here yet. If that's the case, but I'm not sure.
But either way, it'll be genius because you can even justify them buying, taking a lot of the product off the market, because they can actually say, well, this is for our customers, and they can have it. Who would argue? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to interject with what Low Blood Pressure was saying. What he wants is honesty. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, that's it.
But I'll ask you a question. Do we live in a moral society where people live by values and principles?
In Texas, we do. I don't know where you're at.
I live in District 2.
I don't know the district.
I'm also in FEMA.
I live in the Republic.
So I'm in Colorado, but I'd have to say though that our politicians are bought and paid for. People are willing to go along with whatever lies or corruption that will support their candidate. We don't live in honest times. Yeah. We're moving to a more dishonest system. I know that you want things to be honest again, and eventually they will be. But I wouldn't get my hopes up for that being very soon.
I think, unfortunately, the blockchain is going to force everyone to be honest.
Oh, there's that magic word, blockchain.
How you doing?
What's up, everybody? It's Brando Fernando.
Mr. Chip Fernandez. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah,
so where you guys? So Brandon, where you checking in from? You from West Coast for sure. Chip, where about you? Where you from?
Berkeley, California.
California. Okay, I'm curious to hear about California.
No, Mike, I'm in FEMA region 2. I'm East Coast.
Okay, East Coast. Okay.
District.
So yeah, I gotta get caught up on my
Yeah,
regions,
I've been melted all my silver bullion and made the silver helmet.
Nice, very shiny.
How much does that thing weigh?
Actually, I was waiting on the Zoom to load for so long, my neck is getting tired. I mean, it doesn't weigh as much as Low Blood Pressure's hair, but it's pretty heavy.
Hey, use tinfoil next time.
Yeah, for real, dude. This definitely blocks out the 5G. All right, Mike's loaded.
Nice
oh man, hey, my sombrero is still in the shop.
Oh man, that's funny, man. So what else is going on, man? What else is some hot subjects out there, man?
Well, Mike, I do have one investigative journalism that I did this weekend.
Okay, give it to us.
I was in Wyoming. I was in Nebraska. I was in South Dakota. These are horrible and petulant states that don't follow mask rules and social distancing.
Okay. And
having been boots on the ground, I can confirm that by not following all the rules, they did in fact all die.
What?
No one left.
Okay.
You're too serious.
That was like a pause.
No.
No.
Serious.
That's a joke.
Life was normal and everybody was fine, and they looked a hell of a lot better than the lockdown states because they don't have that extra stress.
Yeah.
You know what I did tonight, guys?
What's that?
Tonight I went into a pharmacy, a CVS pharmacy in Berkeley here, and I walked in without a mask.
Uh-oh.
And I actually bought. Yep. And I even bought something.
Living dangerously, and they didn't call the cops?
No, I'm already.
How many homeless people did you have to step over to get in there? Because Berkeley's my stomping grounds.
Yeah, not too many tonight.
Give me the
this
rundown.
Is my new mask.
Give me the rundown on Skid Row, man. I saw a documentary,
Actually,
I think tonight, about it being it's getting worse because they haven't cleaned the streets in 6 months or something like that, man. Is it really that bad?
Mike, Skid Row is in L.A. Berkeley is in the Bay Area.
Yeah, you know where they're piling up this.
I'm in San Jose.
Fami, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Fami.
Hey, you remember me? We talked about it. I stumbled a lot because I was so, it's you.
Now, where you from, Fami? Where you located at?
I'm from California.
California.
San Jose. Yeah. Okay. I never thought I could actually talk to you. I thought you would usually had what's it called, editor or something. Just make it up,
Oh no, this is real, man. This is a community hangout, man. Appreciate you for joining us, man.
But then I actually
Number one live Detroit call and talk show.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is legit,
In Berkeley, it's actually there's a lot by the highway. Mm-hmm. That's where they're all encamped, and they provide porta potties and running water. So that's you see them. So it's not the greatest welcome when people are visiting from out of town, because that's the first thing they see when they have to drive through going into Berkeley.
Yeah, it's all due to the monetary system, and nobody even says a word about it. Hey, what's up, man?
Low blood pressure. I know you, bro.
Hey, where you at? You in Cali?
Huh?
Where's your rethinking the dollar shirt? What happened?
Oh damn! I don't have your official merch on. Okay,
I
had to wear a crazy shirt.
I'm
ordering. I had to wear a
one
crazy shirt for low blood pressure.
Right now.
Oh, hey.
Geoengineering.
We should make a low blood pressure shirt. Like the Fed is having low blood pressure or something,
Look, I got my.
Like Powell's having low blood pressure. He's coming down with low blood pressure instead of the corona,
So hey, I had a question to you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think all of us have a certain awareness of what's going on. How are you guys sharing it with your crew? Like your friends and family.
Start talking about guns. Anyone who's interested in talking about guns is somebody who you want to talk to.
Oh my god, that's weird, but yeah, it's true. Oh my god.
Well, I just wanted to report that it seems like it's getting easier and easier to actually introduce these topics to people. It's so much easier now. I mean, maybe it's just because I know it, I'm so confident about it now.
Yeah, if you just drop the Bitcoin bomb, start talking about Ethereum, if anyone starts paying attention, then they know the banking system's on its last legs.
Yeah.
Look, my experience. Let me talk about my experience. People don't even understand how the banks work. They don't know fractional reserve banking. Oh my God. They don't even know what an APR is.
They can't even spell banking, bro. Come on. Who are you talking to?
So, look, I talk to people about the food crisis, and then I tell them, you remember what happened at the stores? They say, oh, that won't happen again. That was just because hoarders went and bought everything.
Oh, yeah,
I give up on them. Let them all die. That's what I say.
It's the virus. But next year, hey, I always say, hey, if this year's we learned the viruses are bad. Remember, this year, we learned, this is my big thesis, sorry. We learned that this year that the viruses are bad, right? What about next year? Listen, guys, listen. I'm going to make a big prediction. It's going to blow your mind. Listen, next year, I'm thinking.
My mind's blown.
There might be possibly bacteria. Oh,
always bacteria.
Evil bacteria. Nuclear bacteria.
What?
What about new kind of bacteria?
What about the gentleman on the board? The guy from Colorado.
Bacteria. Listen.
Wait.
Listen. When this new bacteria is in play, okay? When the new bacteria is in play, then you guys all have to bow down for your old holy lords, because that's the only cure.
Wait, they're doing that right now.
Wait, how do they make money off of that bacteria, though?
No,
how are they going to make money?
Call it COVID-20.
The whole COVID thing is manufactured to a T.
We all know that.
Wait a second, though, guys.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, it's COVID-20
viruses.
next year.
Go ahead, Pete.
Viruses that are so scary.
Hold on, family. 1 second. Go ahead, Pete.
The viruses are so scary and all that, but you know what's really scary that no one's talking about?
That green light.
What happens when people have to pay their rent again? When people have to pay their mortgage again? When people have to pay their student loans again? We're living in make-believe land right now.
They're not going to pay them.
That's what's really scary. That day is coming. And that day will probably come sometime in the next 8 months, and then we'll have real answers. And as far as, why would you bring this up to people? They needed to prepare years ago.
Yeah, it's about building the community around you.
No, I disagree. So there's actually, everyone has an ability. Everyone has skills, and if that's our thinking, you're actually all gonna die alone.
Yeah, community is an important thing to have around you. I mean, I was considering moving out to the countryside. I was scoping out a couple of acres, just to throw a camper on. But I realized that the neighbors I have now are pretty much the best community I'm going to have for a while.
But you're missing something. You're missing something, though. It's just that what scenario is there where people don't die? And of course you need community. Of course you need friends. Of course you need connections. But you really needed to be ahead of this a long time ago.
I think we're all in agreement. But we can't write everybody off. There's people
it's never too late. I think this is going to be a slow burn. It's going to be a slow burn.
It is a slow burn.
I have something.
It is a slow burn.
I have something to comment to say about what's to add on to what could be scary. I don't mean to bring any bad news. You talked about values. Now, what's worse is if you have a community where the values aren't aligned. Because if you're building this community and the people's values are lower, and their moral compass is eroded, and you have this community,
they're gonna turn against you.
Yeah, you're looking at a different scenario. So
that's where leadership comes into play.
When people say community, you want to be around people of like-minded faith, people that have the same goals aligned.
If you're not around people. If you're not around people with like-minded values, then you don't really have community. It's only in nominal terms, not in real terms, like everything else.
You can't change your neighbors, unfortunately.
Yeah,
sure you can.
Yeah, but signs away.
It's a little too late for that now. You got to go interview your neighbors. Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you guys tithe? Do you guys store and stack silver and go? Okay, you good to go.
I always thought I was gonna live in California my whole life. And now I think maybe I should move out and then maybe move,
that's a good idea.
That's gonna be the next subject. I mean, the exodus out of California is real, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's what's scary state.
It's
exodus out of New York is real.
The East Coast and West Coast itself.
Don't come to Texas. Stay home.
Yeah. No, wait. I will say, everyone talks about what's bad about everything with the whole COVID stuff. Mm-hmm. I haven't been to California since November. It's the greatest thing ever. I don't know why any of you are still there.
Some people are either trapped there or don't have the means to leave. Yeah. So, yeah. Chip, what you got there, man? Chip got him something.
Yeah, you guys are making me drink.
Hey, they're going to demonetize.
Oh, I got that. I got some to that. I got some to that.
Got some whiskey.
Have another, Chip.
Oh, man.
I'll drink for you guys.
Yeah, man. Who else we got? So we got, about close to almost 200 people, man. Who else out there? Some brave souls want to join the chit chat, man.
I smoked a little bit of. I'm not gonna say what. And
we know what you smoked. We know. We knew before you said it.
Okay. And also, I took a little bit of. I'm not gonna encourage this kind of behavior.
We know too.
Okay, then never mind. Okay, then.
Yeah, low blood pressure. I really came on this hangout so I could teach you a thing about crypto.
Okay, tell me. Are you gonna say blockchain and what is it? A smart contract?
Yeah, I just don't want to see you miss the boat. I heard you went all in on silver, and I think there's better opportunities in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Well,
I've
seen it go up.
Oh yeah, the volatility.
I've seen it go down.
Well, that's the good thing about it. Anything that you can long and short is double the way to make money, and the volatility is why people find it interesting.
Yeah, the best.
I think people are stupid, man.
Look,
people always look for acyclical return. Or sorry, I butchered it, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. But it's not it's very rare if you ever find it, kind of thing,
So I was talking to a friend who does investing.
But Bitcoin might have been it at one point in time, but now is it still it? I really don't know. A lot of people think about it this way. They think, oh, if my option just move, if the price of the stock just moves 5%, then my option is gonna triple, quadruple, right? That's how they think in these terms. But they don't understand that there's all of this is already factored in.
The business case for Bitcoin is still intact. Well, there's no other way to. So a few months ago, someone moved $1.3 billion, $1.3 billion in a span of a couple hours, and it only cost. Guess how much it cost them to move that money?
Like $7.
I think it was like $80, something like that. I think that's from what I remember. It could be a lot less. But
yeah, you should ask the IRS how much it cost them. They know.
Yeah, nobody knows who's. No, actually, no.
Let me say these 2 cents about. I'm gonna call it crypto.
The thing about crypto, I think I'm Bitcoin maximalist. I don't like altcoins or nothing like that. Although I will say, props to Charlie Lee. Thank you. Although Charlie Lee. The guy's genius.
I think Charlie Lee's higher than you, guy.
He topped the market, and he got me onto BCH. He put a tweet out back in the day.
You say BCH? Man, yeah. You're toting Litecoin and now Bitcoin Cash.
No. Listen. Back in the day. He put out Charlie put out a tweet saying, "Why are all these miners mining empty blocks? They're not even making any money. They're like literally mining at a loss on BCH. They're mining at a substantial loss." And he put an article out on his Twitter account.
And still, no one uses Bitcoin Cash to this day. No one uses it.
No, let me listen. Hey,
look, if you want to do a pump and dump on crypto, go at it.
It wasn't pump and dump.
Not for me.
That's what I said. No. I'm telling the story a long time ago. I'm not saying it's gonna pump. It's a dead coin. I'm talking about a story a long time ago. Okay.
Hey, Brando. Commando.
I took his advice.
Wait.
Hey, Brando's here. Brando.
Yo, go ahead.
All right,
Brando, Commando.
No, I didn't know that was Brando. My bad.
Yeah. What's up, LBP?
I got bad hearing, man. I lost it in the army. They're still looking for it, so I'll let you know when I find it. They'll mail it to me.
All right,
the VA will help you in 7 months.
Yeah.
Hey, so Bitcoin is like digital gold, right? If you ask anybody.
No, but let me finish my story though. It's really quick.
All right, make it quick, man. Make it quick so we get more people talking in.
Okay, so back in the day, Charlie Lee puts out a tweet saying that people are mining BCH even though it's like worthless trash. Everybody knows it at the time, right? It's a sketchy coin, it just came out, a lot of weird stuff just happened, like Bitcoin's price went down, everybody's all freaked out and stuff, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, this is a sign. I'm like, because he was like Elon back in the day. He was getting stuff. He was getting stuff right, So I put my money where his mouth is. And back in the day, it was trading at like $400. Well, I got in a little bit late, but it was like I should have gotten almost like 300 or something. But I got in almost like 3.
You're talking about you got in later, Charlie Lee. He had half the coins himself.
No, listen, I averaged in up $400, and I wrote it up.
Oh, okay. No. I thought you said Charlie Lee did that. I was like, he wrote it.
He gave
from the beginning. He had all the
No, I'm saying no. And then after that, right? At the top of the market, he said he sold all of his Litecoins. He just told everybody that was the top of the market. That was the top.
That's what I said like 10 minutes ago.
I have a question though. I have a question about Bitcoin, and maybe you guys, Brando, guys, how do you? I mean, not just Bitcoin, but
I know a lot of stuff.
The whole space in total. How do you guys value? How do you measure its value? Like, what matrix do you look at to come up with a to say that this price, this coin is really worth this amount of money? Like for instance,
its value is zero. They value it with dollars.
Hold on. For instance, when you're looking at a stock, I got earnings per share. I can look at net present value. There's matrix you can look at.
2 ways.
Hold on.
There's no index. It's what the next idiot's gonna pay for it. Whatever the next idiot's gonna pay for it, that's the value of everything.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought. Let me get this
Go ahead.
Okay?
Sorry.
So how do you measure value? What matrix do you look at and say, let's say, how do you know if it's overvalued? When do you know it's undervalued? So that's just been my thing with the whole crypto space. Like, how do you find the value to understand, okay, okay, do I get in now because I think it's going to go in? I think it's overvalued. You know how you guys know how it is. Hold on, you guys know how it is in a stock. If it's overvalued, if you think it's overvalued, you can short it. If you think it's undervalued, you'll buy more. So I'm going to ask Brando. Brando, what matrix do you look at to determine value? Go ahead.
I mean, value is only what someone's willing to pay for something. That's how commodities are priced.
But that's not how markets work. We're talking about a market.
All right, that is
commodities not priced like that, Brando.
So check it out, right?
The cost of mining, the cost of inputs on corn.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you're talking about a market.
Oh, so give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
Let me spit it out, right? So there's a couple different ways that markets find a price. One is speculative price, who's willing to pay for what. The second could be like a fundamental price, like what is the earnings ratio, or what is the cost of manufacturing? What's the markup on items? So
the same could be said about gold.
Well, that's why.
What's the price of
Bitcoin
gold?
is like
What's the price of a gram? I'm not gonna stop until you tell me what the price of a gram is.
Oh man, there's a hairy guy there.
Answer the price of a gram. I want to know what the price of the gram is.
You're not talking about grams of gold. You're talking about grams of something else.
Yeah, but if you take a gram of gold, right, and it takes you X manpower to pull it out of the ground. Manufacture of Bitcoin takes X manpower, usually measured in electricity.
Okay, but
proof of work algorithm.
Oh God!
It crunches like a mathematical equation, and it's hardness, its complexity is adjusted based on transactions.
Please let me weigh in on this.
Talking about electricity to mine.
Okay, please let me weigh in on this.
Okay, because I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
There's a certain number. There's a fixed amount of Bitcoin that are made per day.
That's not an answer.
There's only ever going to be 12 Bitcoin made.
Okay, who's coming?
Marlon.
Okay, who's coming up with this price though? What committee?
Marlon.
What? Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead, Pete.
No, Marlon, let me weigh in on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Your question is legitimate because you know that, Marlon, know that I'm old and they used to teach the only purpose of buying a stock was dividends and future expectations of dividends because assets pay you to own them. Anything else is a speculation, and a speculation on a stock or on gold or on cryptocurrencies is just the greater fool theory, where you buy it and you hope that more greater fools buy it. And the greater fool theory is the only thing on Bitcoin. Yes, digital currency is the future. It's called the Fed coin. That's what we're going to have, but
just like gold.
Yeah.
But
let me say something real quick.
But gold is not an investment. It's
so what?
It's like when you're a pimp. It's like a pimp. You invest. They pay you. They pay you, right? That's an investment.
We're playing word games.
They pay you to own them.
It's not word games. No one has ever convinced me.
Doesn't need to be classified as an asset. It's an asset class. It's a store of value. It's exceptionally.
Honestly, I think it's
not a store of value.
No, it's not. Whose value? The next idiot's value.
It's the greater fool theory. That's
an
investment.
Correct.
It's a technology in itself as the blockchain. It's a digital ledger that can't be changed. It's a store of value in the fact that
I'm saying a lot of money got into it, so it should probably
limited.
Go up.
It's a fixed.
That's how things work.
A fixed supply with infinite demand.
Can it be collateralized?
There's not infinite demand because I'm not demanding.
Hold on. Can it be collateralized? Which means
can it
be collateralized? Hold on.
You can do it.
Hold on. Can I collateralize it? Which means Brando. If you say, okay, you're going to go into business with Mike, and Mike say, okay, I'm going to give you this house. If you don't make good on this house, I'm going to collect your crypto. Can it be collateralized? How do you collateralize?
There are collection agencies.
Yes.
There are crypto collection agencies. And
no one has.
It's not a private blockchain. You know where all the money's at. And now with DeFi, you can get lending all over the place using Bitcoin as collateral.
Yeah, using smart contracts. So it actually takes away the middle. It takes away the middleman of having people.
So the only way the Fed coin is going to work, so that the feds can implement negative interest rates, is by utilizing smart contracts, only designating certain universal basic income units as redeemable in certain locations. So that's going to be the FedCoin blockchain, and that's how they're going to program smart contracts to be acceptable at Walmart only.
We will have a FedCoin, but no one has ever convinced me. Wait. No one has ever convinced me that Bitcoin is nothing more than broke people who think they bought the winning lottery ticket.
There we go.
Got it. You got it.
So Peter, one thing I'd argue is how else would you be able to send value across thousands of miles within just minutes?
I will admit that that is the one thing that I use Bitcoin for.
The utility of it.
That's
if you want to send money,
and it's
try going to strip bar with Bitcoin. See what they tell you there.
And its supply is finite.
Try to pay a hooker with Bitcoin. Right, see, she should give you the happy ending. Brando, don't get mad, Brando. I'm messing with you.
It's silly, man.
LBP, did you try that? LBP, did you try that?
Oh my God, you gonna make it rain with Bitcoin?
Yo, guys, even more than Bitcoin, I'm gonna make it rain with Ethereum pretty soon. And you can stake your Ethereum.
What do you say about Ethereum, Brando?
So I'm gonna make it rain with Ethereum pretty soon, man.
Oh yeah.
So you can stake Ethereum and run a validator node at your house and generate more Ethereum. You can set it up like a sprinkler.
Yeah, and Ethereum's not a currency. It's actually, it has a lot of utility around it.
So that's what I was saying about Bitcoin. The fungibility is going to be a problem soon. Because
okay, here's my question with that. So Brando just said he's going to make it rain Ethereum. He's going to create more supply.
No, because there's going to be transaction costs that eat Ethereum at the same time. So this time around, Ethereum 2.0.
Wait. Okay, so you're going to have transaction costs. So you're going to create another bank. Because that's what banks do. Transaction costs.
Everything has to have a transaction cost, but the thing with the difference is that when you send Ethereum, you own what you send, and the person who receives it also owns it. There's no bank, there's no intermediary.
You are the bank.
Look,
there's no
let me ask Brando something. Brando, you're pretty smart. I know you're smart, but you don't like to yell like I do. But look, okay, all the energy of all the Bitcoin on this planet is identical to creating maybe a few atoms of gold. You know how when you do nuclear fusion, you add electrons, subtract electrons. Sure. You can't make a few atoms of gold and let's use that thing in Switzerland where they smash atoms.
Yeah, that hadron collider.
That's not
yeah,
pure.
okay.
It's a different
so to create
element.
silver and gold and atoms, you need the power of God. To create Bitcoin, you just need a couple buckets of coal and a computer, you know?
Yeah, but you don't create gold. You dig it out of the ground with trucks and people. So all you need is a crew. You just throw money at the problem.
You know, if you were really smart enough, you could literally just get paid to think about the next, like you could do the hashing algorithm in your mind, you know, like you know how Elon Musk has the new, what do they call it, Neuralink?
And Bill Gates filed a patent for that. Yo, didn't you guys see Bill Gates filed a patent for like a wearable cryptocurrency where you do jumping jacks, you generate.
Yeah, like we have 30 trillion humans worth of tera hash power or something, you know.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna turn us into the Matrix. They're gonna.
I think I need some crypto condoms. That's what I need.
Okay, so here's my next thing. So cryptocurrency, because you have a ledger. So in terms of bookkeeping and tracking, it's the perfect tool for tracking.
It's basically just a public ledger. That's it. Think of it that way.
Blockchain will be our digital prison.
Hey, can you go back there?
Wait. What did you say, Brando?
Blockchain will be our digital prison.
Now, why would you want that?
Yeah,
I have no control over it, whether I want it or not. But if you can't beat them, I guess you better join them.
So so Mike, this is the thinking.
Oh,
this is the thinking when you're talking about, and as Low Blood Pressure was talking about. This is the thinking when you're talking about all the printing money. You can print as much money as you can. You can make all this make believe. This is the thinking behind it. So because if you feel that you're going to have this world, it's just not feasible. It's just to me, it's
So
like
here's
pie in
one
the
thing
sky.
that
It's
might
not
happen.
sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Here's
It's pie in
one
the
thing that
sky.
might happen.
I'm
right?
sorry.
So
It's pie in the sky. It's pie in the sky.
here's one thing that might happen. I'm not going to discredit all of these elitist smart guys because I'm not the smartest guy in the room by far. Maybe their plan has some merit. It's like a Q plan. You just got to trust the plan, right?
Yeah.
So maybe their plan is to put things on the blockchain so that you really have to have transparency in business. And the banks can no longer manipulate their infinite zeros and ones, and it actually has to have some real value. And maybe once the banks are honest, the governments will be honest. Maybe we'll have a real society for a change, but it's going to require people active participation.
Yeah,
One more thing.
I think there's a more insidious reason.
Hold on, fam. Hold on, Brent. I got a question for you. So, would you allow them to chip your body? Would you take an implant?
Never.
No, I don't want to be accountable like that. No way.
But you just said that's a part of the system. You just said that's a part of the system. You just said don't join
maybe. I said maybe.
No, Brent. No. You're gonna.
I didn't say go along
No, you
with
gotta
it.
stand. You gotta stand on that, Brando.
No, I just have my.
No. You
All right.
said that you with the whole program.
All right.
You with the whole
Go with
program.
it.
Gladiator.
All right, I won't go with it.
Hey, that's on you. I'm just keeping you honest on what you're saying.
I'm the guy wearing a war helmet.
You're saying that we have to go with the system, and I'm saying
maybe blockchain will help.
Well, no, we have to differentiate. There's one system is Bitcoin, the other is Fedcoin. They're not the same.
That's very true.
So would you take a chip?
No.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no. No, I know, but we already know how they're going to do it, right? The universal basic income comes first, and then several years people are going to be dependent, and then now, in order to continue getting your UPI, you'll have to be implanted with whatever the tattoo is, whatever they're going to do. I'm not going to do it. Hopefully, the assets we have is going to.
But here's my question. But here's my question, though, Chip. So if you guys and you and Brando, you guys are already, to me, just what I'm saying now, just based on our conversation, you guys are already synced into the system. How are you guys are going to shut that off? And because you're going to be ingrained into the system already.
No, you're putting the word system. You're putting everything together.
Okay,
there's privacy coins out there. Like the most popular one is Monero.
Monero.
It's been around. Monero, Monero.
Okay.
There's no way. Pretty soon the IRS is going to label that as that's child porn money or whatever. That's what they're going to do.
Contraband.
Yeah, because I agree with you, Marlon. If you're exiting out of the Bitcoin into the US dollar, that is so easy to trace.
So you got to keep Fed coins separate from the US dollar. Yeah. So, because there's no way that the Federal Reserve is just going to start handing out US dollars. They're going to.
They did it to me. They gave me $5,400. Brando, Trump sent me $5,400.
Hey, when was
that?
Yeah,
Obama would have sent like 2 pennies, or he would have told us, "Hey, what do you have in your pocket? Let me see." Sir.
Right. But when the Fed coin comes out and they do universal basic income, there's no way they're gonna call it a U.S. dollar. Like someone's gonna save their universal basic income and buy a car or something. They're not gonna let that happen.
Yeah. Call it universal basic.
No,
silver. That's what I call it.
They're just gonna allow you to buy macaroni and cheese.
Gentlemen, one second.
Oh no!
Hey, before we move
kids don't like that stuff.
Before we move forward, let's acknowledge a couple individuals joining us. We got Professor King Bean over there, and then we have Antonio Shepard down there in the building. How you guys doing, man? Can't hear you.
Man,
got lots of dudes
Hey, he's
here.
back.
How you doing, man?
Oh, sweet.
Mr. Shepard, we can't hear you.
Altonia Shepard.
You got the mask that lights up.
What the hell's going on there?
He's masked up in the house.
All right, guys, big question here. To vote or not to vote? That is the question.
Hey, how about this? How many of you are Trump supporters? Raise your hand.
Yeah, does it even matter who you vote for anymore? It's a big joke.
It doesn't, but let's just say you could. Let's say it mattered. Who would you vote for? Trump.
I mean,
I voted. Hey! You guys need to vote for Kanye West, like I did.
Come on, Trump, man! Come on, Trump.
He's got
I'm
his
voting for
Bolshevik
Joe.
hat on.
I'm voting for Joe.
Yeah, I don't. My
Joe
personal opinion
Joe's
Jorgensen.
a rapist, dude. The
No,
guy's
no, Joe
a rapist.
Jorgensen.
Dude, listen. We cannot elect a rapist. Okay, there's a lot of shit we can do. A rapist is not one of them. We cannot let no rapist get in there.
Who's a racist?
Joe Jorgensen, not Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is a rapist.
No, I'm voting for
rapist
Joe
or racist?
Jorgensen.
No, he's a rapist.
No, I'm not voting for Joe
raped
Biden.
another race.
No,
He only
Wait,
raped whites.
wait.
That's why he's racist.
No, what I'm
You
trying
guys-
to say is women have said he's sexually harassed them and stuff.
No, do you guys know who Joe Jorgensen is?
No.
Yeah,
Heard the
I did
name,
a
but I
little
don't know who
research.
it is.
Yeah, well, Stossel, he just did an interview with him. She's a libertarian.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing. They have a she
Question is
has
to
a
vote- to vote-
0% chance of actually winning.
I'm in California, so it doesn't really matter because
Oh.
if I vote for Trump, because everyone's gonna vote for.
Yeah, me too, same.
Wait a
Where do you
second.
live?
Wait a second. No matter what country in the world you're in,
That's that.
do you want to vote for Labor or do you want to vote for Liberal? Do you want to vote for Labor or do you want to vote for Tory?
No, the Democrats.
I mean, it's the
they're
same
crazy.
everywhere.
No, I'm not gonna choose Obama, who literally went to Flint, drank the water, was like, "Hey, everybody's good, let's get it." Who
But
is
you don't
that?
understand.
Even Trump
I
couldn't
think
get
you
away with
drank
that.
the water,
Trump could
brother.
not
I
get
think
away
you
with
drank
that,
it.
bro. I'm telling you, nobody with that slick mother. We have to say stuff, but get away with it.
You don't
I'm like, dude,
understand. You don't
I'm like,
understand.
It's all okay because he has brown skin. I have brown skin too. Let me do that stuff.
No, you don't. You're not following the point. You're not following the point.
I'm a
The
vegan.
point is that
They
it's
let
the
me do
same
that, but
everywhere
I don't even
in
hurt animals. You know what I mean? Okay.
It's the same everywhere in the world. You have two choices and they're both owned by the same people and the end result is the same. And you get all worked up over all this nonsense and you fight over social media, but the people you're voting for are owned by the same people. So I voted for Kanye West. So there.
He makes good music.
Hey, keep it 100.
All right,
Mr.
so
Shepard, man, how you doing?
2 votes for it doesn't matter.
Hold on, let's check in Mr. Shepard real quick. Mr. Shepard, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Mike?
Doing well, man. Thanks for joining us. Where you checking in from?
Let me give you a hint. What up, dope?
Oh, he's from the Metro. Oh, he's from Detroit. Okay. All right.
Okay, I hope you don't get coronavirus.
All right. All right.
I hope this is not a contagious meeting here.
Say again.
What's the level of contagious?
I'm gonna touch him.
Good
Hey, I
stuff.
wanted to say something to my comrade from Colorado.
Your comrade from
Okay.
What's
Colorado.
up, comrade?
So that's literally one of the Russian hats, huh?
Look,
my
comrade.
Yes, comrade.
Look, let me show you. I don't know if you can see this. It's a ruble from Russia. It's 1 ruble. Can you see it?
Oh,
Yeah.
See it, I remember.
You balling now. All those credit cards, I knew it.
Hey, does anybody stack Silver Shield?
I never got any, man. Unfortunately.
Nah,
That's all I've been collecting for the last 3 years.
Really?
And they've
Hey, low blood
worth it?
pressure.
yeah,
What's
like
up?
look at eBay. Look at even if you just get the Brilliant uncirculated, you get at least 30% over spot all the time, at least. And then if
What?
you do the proof, you get double.
What are you talking about? Gold?
Silver Shield.
Crystal Wayne Silver
Silver
Shield.
Shield.
Oh, it's
The
Silver
greatest
Shield.
truth never told.
Yeah,
I'm not a
I
silver
only.
guy. I'm more
Hey,
of a
low
gold
blood
guy.
pressure.
Yeah.
Low
like
blood
gold.
pressure.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. We only had one bank. And when it closed in 1991, everything you had in it disappeared.
That's the Bank of Gold.
What bank was
We
that,
had-
Peter?
The Bank of Gold.
Pete, what bank is this?
Look, I still got my deposit. Look, it's right.
It was a Soviet
Right
National
here.
Bank.
Soviet National Bank.
It was, yeah. We only had one bank, and anything you had in there disappeared.
What do you mean the Soviet National Bank? I'm not familiar. Can you explain?
There was only one bank in the Soviet Union. Everybody dealt with cash. You put your savings in the bank, you got interest, but when it all fell apart, it all disappeared.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Are you in
Yeah.
it? Wait. So are you literally in the Soviet Union, or you just? Are you in the
The
Soviet
Soviet
Union?
Union,
Colorado.
the Soviet Union ended 29 years ago.
Right. So are you saying that everybody's money was in the Soviet? everyone's money was in the Soviet Union? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
In Russia, yeah.
We had one bank, and when it was over, it was gone. But
So what
Wait, are
happens?
you from Russia for real?
No, he's not from Russia. He's in Colorado.
What happens afterwards? After that occurred, does that when oligarchs came in?
what happened was there were 2 years where there was no one to even pay rent to. It was just a free-for-all. You would
Sounds
go
like
down,
here.
You would go to the train station, you'd sell food, you'd just do whatever you could, but it was a free-for-all for years. And it was a very long time before there was any normalcy. You'd go to work and pretend to work, and they'd pretend to pay you. You could go 6 months without getting paid, and there's 6 months of work, and maybe you could buy a pair of sneakers. But it happened that easily.
What happened after 2 years?
Wait, why would somebody go to work for a month to get a pair of sneakers?
Well, let him answer that after 2 years.
You would go to work. You'd go to work, but there'd be no work to do. There'd be nothing, to occupy you.
Oh, yeah. That was my kind of labor.
But that's very interesting because Pete, there was a Russian economist back after in 2008, and he said that and he put together this simulator, and based on his simulator, he was saying that the United States is heading in the same direction that the Soviet Union was headed into, and that that he predicted that the United States was actually in his simulation that the United States would actually break up, and pretty much that the president will become like Gorbachev, which means he won't have any power. At the time, it was Barack Obama was in, but now we have Trump, and that goes back to what they alluded earlier. Trump says he's going to do all this, but he never do anything, and it's like he's just there. So how far are you along the lines of that the United States is headed to a situation that's similar to the Soviet Union?
Well, the best way I could answer that is that if you had asked me in 1989 if it all would be over in 2 years, I would have never believed you.
Okay.
Has anybody read The Creature of Jekyll Island?
We all have.
Here.
Okay. I'm assuming everybody did, but if you understand this, well, I'm sure you guys understand the system. There's no way any other entity or any other creation is going to come in here and take over the feds. They're too powerful. And if you understand that,
but that's the lesson of that's the lesson of the Soviet Union, is we all thought that too. And it was true until it wasn't.
Right. But the Fed coin, I believe, is going to come, the supplement income. There is no way a Bitcoin or any type of other coin is going to come into the United States and just completely jack up the financial, and we're going to be buying stuff and doing this underground, because most cryptocurrency, I know Monero, you got to go on the black market to use it. So I used to mine Monero. I had the whole apartment. My utility bill was almost $400. It was hot as I don't know what. I didn't have to use no heat for 4 months. So if y'all know about that, mining, when that mining thing was popular, I tried to get as much as I could, but I mean, after a while, the algorithm changed and it just completely was a chaos. So then I just started buying silver because I just said, I can't, it's like you can't catch up with it.
Yeah. Well, Christopher, hold on, Christopher, where you checking in from, man?
I'm from Decatur, Georgia.
Decatur, Georgia. Okay, sounds good. And then we got Mr.
Originally
Romello down there as well. So
originally.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Originally from Nebraska, Omaha.
Okay, Nebraska. Good deal. So, Mr. Shepard, I think your computer has a double feed. That's why I had to mute you.
Okay. Is it still double feed now?
We'll see when somebody else is talking, because when somebody else is talking, we can hear it through your computer. But
all right, how's it going?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for Christopher.
Wait, how come I can't ever be heard?
I can hear you.
Okay, Christopher.
I can hear you.
Christopher, Peter makes a very good point. If he said he was in the Soviet, or I don't know whether he disclosed that he was in the Soviet Union. One thing from my understanding, the Soviet Union, they never thought that it was going to happen to them, and I would have said that about the Fed, nine months ago, I would have held that same view that Christopher had. But until COVID hit, until I actually saw those lines, and it looked like we were in a communist film, like we were standing in line at Costco's and standing in these crazy lines. I just want to ask Peter, hold on, Peter, when you saw that, what was your thought when you saw the way things were when COVID first hit, and they were saying there was a shortage on this in the store? Did that remind you of the Soviet Union?
It did. It did a lot, because everything was fine until it wasn't. But I mean, a lot of us follow things deeper, and we saw the repo market, spike up in September, and the quantitative easing that started to happen that was not quantitative easing. So yes.
Somebody says it.
Well, hold on. I'll answer that.
It did.
Well, the Soviet Union, Russia is a pretty. If you do the research on Russia, they pretty established. They're a strong nation. But when the flu hit, because we call it COVID, but when the flu came, it jacked up all the markets. But I think this is a wealth transfer.
No,
I think this is
no, that wasn't true. There was no flu. We had glasnost. We had perestroika.
I'm not talking about in Soviet Union. I mean the U.S. when the flu came. I'm just trying to be kind of funny about the COVID and the flu, because that's pretty much what it is.
My point was in terms of structural. Not necessarily the market, in terms of structural. See, that was a structural change. I've never went to the store and seeing people lay off, stand in line, and you have to wait, and you have to get your temperature checked, and it was real orchestrated and planned. It almost like we were almost looking like cattle, pretty much.
Yeah, there we go. I hate it with the mask on. I'm like,
we were like cattle.
Bro.
And it reminded me of hold on. There's an old movie that's called Red Dawn. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
It's called Red Dawn.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. It's called Red Dawn. And in that movie, yes, and the Wolverine. So in that movie, it's almost depicted like what I saw when I went to the store. I couldn't believe it. It was like a real shock. So when Peter says that it was good until it wasn't, that's kind of how I felt how it was. I felt like, okay, this is communism. This is everything I've learned that communism is about. This is communism right here.
Okay.
Wait. I had to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Okay.
One thing that has cracked me up in the last 6 months is like, you people are so used to having bananas for sale in December. I've called this place Soviet America for the last 6 months. In Soviet Union, you bought what was for sale. You didn't go with a shopping list, and that's how things are here now.
Really?
And that's the thing. And you're all so shocked, we can't get bananas in December.
You can't just go and get them?
No, they're seasonal. The earth don't work like that. You can't.
We ain't worried about bananas. We're worried about Starbucks lattes. That's what we want.
Yeah, I'll say this.
My house has the avocados year round. What are you telling me?
I'll say this one thing: the COVID. I've been.
Hey, if I move to North Carolina,
I've been knowing about this for about a couple of years. Not COVID. I didn't know about COVID, but I was been preparing for the last 6 years, because there's a guy that I knew, Dave Wren, used to talk about this back in 2016. So when this happened, I had stuff already. So I understand what some people may go through, but I've been hearing about this for like about 6-7 years. Not COVID or not nothing of this epidemic, but they always said something is getting ready to happen. Be prepared and be never scared. So I've been preparing since like 2016. So when it hit, I was like, I didn't panic because I had stuff already. So I wasn't the ones running into the store. But
but the majority was, because you look at them shelves,
right?
But them was empty.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
I have one more. Go ahead.
Right, let me welcome Daryl into the fold real quick. Daryl, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Where you checking in from?
Mississippi. I do have something to add to that conversation about. I don't know, when Katrina hit, I don't know if you guys remember, but here in the South, we couldn't get gas. So that's not a new coincidence. gas stations ran out of gas. Getting food, that didn't happen. So that COVID wasn't the first time something like that happened. Natural disasters, that happens all the time in those areas. You couldn't find water when Hurricane Harvey hit. You know, you think about those things. That's been happening since natural disasters take place. So I wouldn't say COVID finally brought that to light. I trucked in pallets of water to Houston when Hurricane Harvey because you couldn't get bottled water within a 100-mile radius.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay,
we're not familiar with that stuff up here in the D area.
But well, my question to Pete, I don't know if he's on or not. My question to Pete: the difference between hurricane disasters, the difference between COVID is, and what he's experiencing in Soviet Union. Do you think that we're going to see tanks rolling down our street?
Well,
we did. We did.
If Trump loses, we will. If Trump loses,
they have militarized this entire country 4 or 5 years ago, and that's when FEMA bought out all the bullets and the food and stuff like that. So they are prepared for that scenario. And if that's what, I'm not sure if that's what they want or that's what's going to happen as a result of the shift in this system. So, there's militarized vehicles all throughout the country, especially in the heavily populated areas that pose the most risk, such as California, New York, and I even saw some things roll around Detroit here, man. Kind of spooked me a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait. That's
tanks
what I
were
was
rolling down
say.
the street in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. The whole tanks was down there.
Ugly. That's ugly.
The tanks were rolling down the streets in March and April, but nobody took to the streets, so they didn't need them. But the tanks already came out.
Oh yeah, they were already stored and stashed, waiting to be used.
So,
I actually not like was it 2 weeks ago got a chance to get up into one of them big things, man. And I'm telling you, this thing was the biggest truck I ever seen. I'm asking the police officer, what's all this about? He gave me the tour and showed me everything, and I'm thinking like this damn thing is unbelievable. It is the heaviest thing I've ever seen in my life. What up?
Were you in cuffs when they showed you it?
No, it was just. They was actually doing an open demonstration of all their equipment. They had one of them big, huge tanks that was, custom fitted to carry troops in the back. They had the drones. They had the bomb robots to go and build and stuff. They was actually showing off all their equipment, and he was walking me through everything. So I'm just asking questions. But what caught my attention was that damn big tan sand-colored tank that was sitting in the damn street.
Yeah, but guys, that's what get your weight up means to me right now. I mean, I keep trying to remind myself that tomorrow is going to be much different than yesterday. And, change is coming, guys. So, they say when a society goes through pain, sometimes it's a good call because that means that we have to grow and we have to change. So, I've been taking these couple months myself to take, physical fitness a little more seriously. And I've been, running and riding bikes and taking jiu-jitsu classes. And making sure my guns are clean and oiled, and making sure my knives are sharp.
Yeah.
And of course, my rice is up. I mean, my beans are up, my pasta's up, my tuna's up, my water tank is up, and
your sushi swap is up.
Yeah, dude, my sushi chef, he's off for the week.
No, it's a joke. It's sushi swap.
I know. No, I don't mess around the yield farming yet.
Oh, you got it. We got a farm.
But guys, so just try to keep yourselves serious. Tomorrow might be very different than yesterday, and you just never know when that day's coming. I was watching Lynette Zhang the other day, and I've been focusing on the LIBOR reset. And a lot of those LIBOR dates are end of October to
80 trillion.
Beginning of January. So she says if any kind of major shockwaves are going to happen, they're going to happen between now and January.
Correct. Hey, Mike, you need to go on that Lynette Zhang show, man, or have her on.
Yeah, she's coming on. I think I got her scheduled after the election. So the week of the election, I think she's coming on. So
okay, because y'all on the same level, man. Y'all on the same level.
Yeah, she's
deep. A little bit up there more, but all right.
Mr. Shepard, how you doing, my friend?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, Mike?
I'm doing good, man. So tell me about that mask, man. So when you talk, it lights up. That's different.
Oh yeah. So when it plays music, it lights up too. So even when I talk, hey, it's all good. I'm just having fun.
Are you a Transformer or a Decepticon?
Looks
I
like
think it's
Sub-Zero.
Spider-Man. I think it's Spider-Man and Transformer. I don't know.
Nice.
Hey, did you get that at one of those raves or those music festivals? You go to those.
No, I did not.
Coachella,
Actually,
Coachella. I
ordered it
saw you
online.
there. Hey, Brando, you bring up a really good point. I think all of this crew on Mike's channel here, we're all stacking. We're all making sure we're all prepared. But Brando, you bring up a really good point. I just came from my Muay Thai class, and I'm going.
Physical fitness, man. You guys got to get your breath up and your strength.
You guys are all saying stack. We're all stackers, but are you guys sure you guys can climb an 8-foot wall? Are you guys sure you can lift yourself up for at least 5 pull-ups? Those are the questions.
Can you run with a rifle?
Can you pull a trigger? That's all that's gonna matter. I ain't gonna be climbing no 8-foot walls. I'm gonna be shooting. As long as you can do that, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I tried to play paintball one time, and even paintball, and you're like totally winded. I mean, running and gunning for your life. I'm just saying, expect the worst and plan for the best.
Hey, I'm not supposed to tell you guys. I guess I can, but listen, FTX is offering futures contracts on the Trump election. You can literally go and bet that Trump will win. Come on, they're gonna get it again and get paid to do it.
You need a Trump shirt, man. Where's your Trump shirt? You wearing that fish shirt?
Make America again. Let's get it. Woo!
Yeah, you guys see
my yellow hair.
my Zero Engineering shirt?
There you go. That's it, right there.
Make America great again. Woo!
So I got a question for you guys.
RTD, look, RTD.
Yeah, go ahead, Daryl.
There you go.
How do you guys feel comfortable living in big cities for the people who do? I know that's one big thing, what you guys talk about, tanks and things like that. I think major cities are at risk a lot more than countrysides and things like that. So there's a guy I follow. He's been preaching about getting out the cities and stacking and prepping and getting your weight up for the longest. And I'm just curious about what you guys think about living in major cities with everything that's going on.
Hey, Daryl, what's major city? How many people? How big?
I think I can answer that. I think I can answer that.
Go ahead.
No, you don't have any of these problems if you're in the middle of nowhere. There are so many small towns. I don't think you guys understand how large this country is and how empty it is and how little is going on, how you can buy a house for $50,000. You really can't.
Yeah, but I think I'd argue that you're really susceptible for being scored. All they need is a small crew to move like 300 people. To me, it's like you're actually being isolated as well.
But it never happens to the major cities, to the smaller cities first.
Okay.
What happened? What was that?
I don't know.
He's
hallucinating. He's hallucinating.
Peter made a valid point about small areas too, because those houses they going like hotcakes in Georgia. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, I'm gonna end that one. Go ahead.
He just made a good point about smaller places, and then in the city, if you do stay in the city like me, I'm glad I'm around multicultural people. Like, I got all nationalities around me. In a way, that's kind of and I got a bus route. So, I mean, if you do stay in a major city, it's good to have places to go and people that communicate and talk with you. You do got to have some type of networking. But he's right about getting in the small areas. There's houses less than 50,000. There's some 20, 30. You might have to do some work to it, but you'll have a bug out place.
Yeah.
But you don't need to bug out. You don't need to bug out.
Right.
We live in an information age. You can make money anywhere. All you need is an internet connection.
Let me say something about
this. Because Mike's channel.
Bugging out of metropolitan areas is always a good idea. I mean, if you live I'm just outside Philadelphia. I mean, I'm less than 5 miles from the city.
What about high-end suburbs?
There could be mobs of people coming through my neighborhood almost any given protest weekend.
Brando, where?
I'm just north of Philadelphia.
Where north of Philadelphia?
He wants an address. Give him the address.
I just want a town. I want a town.
You want that location. You want that location.
Yeah,
I want a town.
You out of town, man. It sounds like you're making it up, honestly.
Give him your address.
Town.
That's the strangest question I've ever had on a live.
No, just a town. I just want a town.
Give him your crypto wallet.
Dude, a town, dude. Like I'll give you a town. I live in San Jose. SJ.
So the point is,
I live in unincorporated Gilpin County, Colorado. I'll tell you mine. Unincorporated Gilpin County, Colorado. What's your town?
So the point is that there could be like a.
What's your town? What's your town?
Yo,
what's your town?
Come on, man.
Just give me.
What's your IP address? What's your IP address?
I don't want your IP address. I want your town.
Philly.
Give him a town north. Give him a town over, man.
Yeah, dude, it's like one of the 10 towns that border Philadelphia.
No, I used to wrestle for New Hope, man, and I know I kicked your town's ass. I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, dude. I'm from New York originally.
I want to know your town, tough guy.
I'm in
part
Abington.
of New York.
Abington. I was born in Abington.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's cool. So like I said, living in the countryside is an option, but there's not a lot of reinforcements out there.
But you don't really need it. You don't really need it.
Who wants it? Who wants to be police? Dude, I've lived in a lot of different countries. I wasn't born here. I was born in Kenya. I was born in Ethiopia, and I was raised in Kenya, and I moved here.
Yeah, because Chip is right. Chip is right. You could have a platoon of 100 people roll through a countryside and wipe out every family in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they don't want people to be independent.
What countryside are you living in? Because where I live, everybody have ARs.
I know, but they don't team up.
No, they do team up.
They won't team up.
No, they do team up.
What
the hell is that?
I have no idea.
All right. Turn up the volume.
You know what I realized?
You got the wrong line.
I've never met a black person that's like, reasonably educated who's for Black Lives Matter. Anybody here who supports Black Lives Matter?
Like, what's really tripped out is if Black Lives Matters was a true movement, like what's going on in Nigeria right now is something that black people should be concerned about, because we have blacks killing blacks at an alarming way over there. So I don't hear anybody talking about Nigeria right
You don't need to go to
Anybody here is black and
go to Chicago.
supports Black Lives Matter? Raise your hand. Nobody.
Chicago has a whole nother problem.
Nobody. Nobody's gonna raise it. Nobody wants to raise their hand. See? Nobody cares about Black Lives Matter. Stupid.
I would like to think that's true.
It's Biden. It's all a ploy to make him seem like he's not a racist. Like, dude, I know Biden is a racist. He's a racist asshole. He's a rapist, and you're trying to shove him down my throat, and I don't want it. I don't want it. What? Dude, the guy used to call us super predators. We're just gonna forget about that? At least Trump is stupid.
No, but the major point there.
You talking about the movie Predator? Talking about he like he blew himself up?
Yeah. Like
one of the major points though is they're trying to jam it down your throat. Like all the social media and all the liberal really is jamming.
I hate niggers.
Dude.
Oh man, come on. Get that
well, I hate them too.
Yeah.
I hate those kind of people too.
Wow. Oh,
dude, my dad would literally, he hates black people. Not black people in general, just black people from this country.
Yeah, y'all gotta come up with a new word this year, because this stuff's not working anymore.
It's not.
The hating black people and the N-words and that's just getting old. You gotta come up with something else. It's not working.
Dude, like, nigga, why do you guys have to say
Get me, nigga. Hey, Mike,
man,
get rid of that.
It might be time to
get rid of that.
Yeah, so
I think those are.
We got too many spammers.
Mike has gotten so popular.
Spammers or whatever. Yeah.
Hey,
someone
dumb fuck.
The Black Lives Matter protest is a waste of time.
We hate them too. Dude, if only they were more intellectual, you know what I mean?
No, but the one thing about this country is it is gigantic, and there's bad people here too. You know.
Black Lives Matter Association.
Hey, you guys want to know something? You know how
English.
now like listening more and stuff. You know why? Because there was an out group right now. Everybody just saw the bad guys, right? We just experienced the bad guys. Now we all feel like a community. We're all joined up. That's why you guys are all listening to me and not talking over me like you were before. In groups and out groups, that's how humans form social relationships. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, people, we on our hour and a half mark, and it looks like the spamming is intensifying.
Good to see you, Mike.
I think we should try to
You know George Floyd was a porn star?
What?
I don't know.
Where are these voices coming from?
It is a bad thing. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, you know, never mind.
Yeah, so outside of
I was going to a weird place with that. Sorry.
No, but you know what? The one thing that we could all like endeavor to achieve, it's not totally possible. It's just that we all can have a great conversation about the global financial system. We can all, you know, get along with each other and agree. And part of how they keep us hating each other, keep us divided, and keep us focused on each other is through this nonsense. You know, I don't hate anybody. I know some people do, and I know that's real, but I know a lot of us here don't hate
That's why
anybody.
I was asking the question, to vote or not to vote. Sometimes I feel like I'm empowering the system by giving them some consent. I mean,
then why did you do that? I voted for Kanye West. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I voted Donald Trump.
Voting
That's just a waste of
hasn't
time.
mattered in this country in a long time. Voting doesn't matter in this country. It's
I
a
do
waste of
admit
time.
though, I do hate cryptocurrency. That I do admit.
You know what? Honestly, I think Trump might actually win. You know why? Because the people who like Trump actually like him. The people who like Biden, they're just regular people who just are like bad stuff. I guess we're anti-bad stuff. Okay, everybody's anti-bad stuff. Okay.
Yeah, what troubles me the most is there's people that think that, you know, that the QAnon and that Trump is literally working and is a good guy, bad guys in government. And so there's people actually hanging their hopes on Trump winning again as if it really matters. You know what I'm saying? That's what bothers me the most.
Oh, yeah, that part.
Because that's true, Mike. Because one thing you got to realize, everything that we are talking about here tonight is so structural. It's not even Trump's. Like, it's not even if things are happening, you know, like somebody just talked about the creature from reading the creature from Jekyll Island. Those things are structural. We have a structural problem in this country. I mean, those things are.
I know.
So those things, those are the structure. The problem is, our biggest problem in this whole country is the lack of leadership. That's about the world. We don't have accurate. We don't have good leaders. We have good people. Hold on, fam. We have good people. We have good politicians. We got people who know how to play the game, but we don't have good leaders. And a country without good leaders is doomed to fail because of its people. So we need a moral revival in this country. I mean, I'm
spiritual awakening.
No.
That's what Obama was supposed to be.
Yes,
That's
not just a
what Obama
spiritual
was supposed to be,
awakening, not
but
just
he
spiritual
fumbled it.
awakening, but we need a revival to
And then
go
killed
back,
it. And then
to go back to the
beheaded it.
roots
And then
of the
AK'd it.
Bible, because
Yeah.
at least
Then bombed it.
when
And
we
then
had
droned
that
it.
construct, there was a level of value. The value system is so low here that we got people doing all types of things. And I think until we get back to that, until we actually realize that no matter what you believe, until you realize that we come into that level of value in human life and valuing one another, I think the country is going to be going in a down spiral. Right now, no one wants to work together on a vision for the greater good of all. Everybody has their own agenda, and it's really sad.
You know what? Something I've been thinking about recently that's a little bit out of my purview.
What have you been thinking about?
It's thanks to the host.
Hey, Daryl, I got a question for you when he's done.
I have a question for Mike.
I got a question too whenever he gets done.
Oh. No, you remember the guy, the Arkansas guy, the Alaskan guy who was like a prepper, you know? The Alaskan prepper?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he had an article out, and I followed him because of you. Thank you, Mike.
No problem.
And he had an article out talking about how China was importing more soybean and like food like you would not believe, and beef too, record numbers.
You know, those my kids. Those kids.
And then I was watching a debate because I'm a Trump supporter. So I was watching a Trump rally, and Trump was talking. He's like, "Oh, they're buying it off me. They're buying this off me. They're buying that off me." I'm like, dude, these guys are hungry. You know? I mean, it's obvious. I mean, hunger is obvious, and this is just obvious hunger. They have 2 billion people to feed, and that's not a lot of arable land.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or almost 0 arable land.
Go ahead, Daryl. What was your question, Daryl?
I want to comment off of what the previous guy said about getting back to the morals and values. I want to say that this country really never had. You think about it. Big businesses always ran this country. Like politicians are not. They're paid by big business. That's the whole purpose of lobbying. Mm-hmm. So big business who create laws. And you look at how America was built. The rich and wealthy have always controlled the laws.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
From the beginning. So we would getting back to a moral compass. It's never been there.
Exactly.
Yes, it has. I would have to disagree.
I don't agree.
I have to hold on. Let me tell you. Okay, so are you going to tell me that the people, the society today, morals are just the same as they was in 1950?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the society as a whole. Because here I'm gonna ask you a question. Because big business, the things that big businesses try today, the things that politicians try to pull on the masses today, they could never pull that off.
Have you ever watched the men who built America?
Listen to what I'm saying, Daryl. Listen to what I'm saying, sir. Listen to what I'm saying.
They shot coal workers in the head for not working.
Listen to what I'm saying.
They massacred coal workers.
That's an incident. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. He's not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying
listen.
I'm saying as a nation of people, the things that they're trying to do to implement collectively, they would never try to do that 20, 30, 40 years ago. Because here's the proof of that. They wouldn't have to have a plan. They would have just implemented. They had to wait to implement this thing in stages. The reason why they have to wait to implement these things in stages, because the moral compass of the people, of the masses, was at a certain level. Now I'm saying it's down to, even though that they've always been there. I'll never not argue that. I'm saying as the moral decay goes lower and lower and lower, you're going to see them to make more and more gross moves against the population that's going to destroy America as a whole if this continue on this wise. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they knew was all saints in the beginning. That's not what I'm saying.
Hey,
I'm saying as a collective as a whole. Go ahead.
Can I just chime in? Can I just chime in?
Let me say something real quick, Daryl.
Hold on, low blood pressure. Shep, go ahead and share your thoughts.
Okay.
I would think that the moral compass back then during that time was shaped by fear. You know, more fear of doing this or going outside the boundaries of what they were comfortable in doing at the time. So I think it was more shaped by fear. Now, today, you got a lot of people that don't have those same type of fears. That's the reason why you can quote unquote say that we don't have any moral compass. I just think that there's many different moral compasses. You know, everybody's trying to do this or do that. So what I would say is I think back then it was shaped by fear. Fear is what controlled it.
Now
but I think we got
wait.
Now
I
control
want
is
to
through
interject
comfort.
here. I will say that
I'll-
today's moral compass is based on fear and anger. The 24-hour news cycle that only devises fear and anger. What Marlon is saying for the second time tonight, I'm going to have to say is 100% correct. We used to have shared moral values based on proverbs, based on scripture. There was a line that everybody agreed with that we built society on. Was it
Not at the
perfect?
top.
No, it wasn't perfect.
Who had that?
Not at the top. Not at the top.
Can I use this as an example? I don't think back then you would have had people of a certain group trying to overtake a state capital, like here in Michigan. I'm not going to go through the details, but you know what I'm talking about, Mike.
Daryl.
See, back then, see.
Daryl, this is what I got to say.
Yeah.
Okay, look, Daryl. Think of the
Mhm.
moral compass of your grandparents and my grandparents, and then think about your moral compass, or maybe your adult children if you have them, or the millennials' moral compass. Totally
Totally
different. They
different.
had a moral
Totally
compass,
different.
But
and
I'm saying at the top,
the thing is they destroy
you breaking up.
the family. They destroyed the family. They destroyed society. It was
There you
taking
go.
our mother's money and
That's it.
food stamps and
You're right.
all that, and the monetary system. That's
I
what
agree.
jacked up,
Great
because the
society.
African American
That's it.
community was 100% better in the 50s and 60s than it is today because of those things.
Well,
I-
wait a
I-
minute,
I
wait a
will
minute,
also add-
wait a minute, wait 1 minute now.
Well,
That's
the
a
American
totally-
community.
That's a thank you, brother Chris. The American community. That when you're talking about the African Native Black African American community, our sojourn in this land is a different topic, and this panel is not about that, because it's just a different situation. It's not the same.
My point was that the people at the top have never had moral compass. That they have never had morals. They never had it. And you can go back
I agree
through
with
this.
you.
I agree with that.
You go back.
Oh yeah, they start printing money.
No,
No
you said the people
morals.
at the top.
That's
You're referring to
The
the people who
at the
try to
top. So
orchestrate
you
this
actually
entire
have to
system.
get back to the
Those are
roots.
people with the money. They call the
The
shots.
people that have ran this country have never had morals.
I agree, but that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying
So it's not going to change.
No,
It's not
no,
going to
listen to what I'm
change.
saying, brother Daryl. Listen what I'm saying. I'm saying that the people at the top, the things that they'll try to do, they would have never tried to do 50 years ago. They
Why
would
you
have
say
tried
that?
it with the public because
JP Morgan put bounty hunters on his own people in the steel mills that wouldn't work.
You keep telling me
It
about
was
an
a massacre.
incident. Those are incidents.
That's not an incident. They did that on purpose.
No, you're talking about an incident.
He's
You're
talking about
an incident. I'm talking
general,
about mass.
versus.
Yes, I'm talking about the mass. You think?
All right, now watch this, gentlemen. Hold on a
you-
second. Let's get Mr. Chip in. Let's give Mr. Chip a chance to speak. What you think,
So
Chip?
I just want to cover two things. You guys mentioned fear and then the use of control, but I'll also want to argue that it's actually through comfort. It's through comfort. That's how they control. And of course, with fear, you want to have comfort. So you're gonna go away from fear into comfort. So and also like I think it was Daryl. I forgot who mentioned it, but yeah.
Not for free, you drink your own coffee.
Our founding fathers knew that humans were inherently have ulterior motives. They knew that it was a way to strive. It's a process. I forgot how they phrased it, but it's a continuing process of improvement. They didn't argue that in 1776 everything was perfect. They argued that they had to continue improving, and that's the promise of what 1776 was about. They knew they were they came from the Enlightenment period, and they already knew how people behaved, and they tried their best. But of course, the banks took over, and that's what.
So to add to Chip's point, to add to Chip's point, I mean, I want to see you guys think more high level. I mean, I know there's lots of like bad examples about capitalists and leaders with bad morals, like high level. So like last week I called in and was talking about resurrecting Atlantis, and like the whole Atlantis theme kind of builds on top of the 1776 theme, where there was a bunch of enlightened individuals who had the master plan, and they came to the United States to launch their master plan. And half the plan was motivating people through the financial system, motivating people to do the American dream, to build bigger than they ever built. And they always guaranteed credit, and they always guaranteed financing. And they devised this Federal Reserve System, 1918, got the United States rip-roaring through 2 world wars, maxing out technology, maxing out science. Anybody in college who wants an education comes to the United States to get an education because the government is going to finance your education. And whatever technology you develop, they're going to finance the development of that technology. And the United States became a fertile ground of technological advancement to resurrect Atlantis. I mean, these are the morals that the old men kick around when they're sitting there drinking their fine scotch.
Hey, Chip, you're way too smart to not interject more. You're a very wise man, and you're very patient and measured in what you add to the conversation.
I get that from listening.
And
he needs to get a little chip on his shoulder and just go ahead and just speak over somebody one time.
He says, "Gosh, that guy woke up."
I'll try harder, Peter.
So guys,
Hey, guys,
but
listen,
the point is that like we're working for peanuts in some man's factory, and the idea is to keep your eye on whose factory do we live in. Like we think
the whole,
but we never own.
The whole point of this channel, the whole point is education. The whole point is advancement.
Yeah.
If you're working, everything is working against you.
Against you.
The point is to own things.
Yeah.
Well, control, not own.
Control is king.
Oh yeah, you never own. That's
everything.
100% fair. You never own anything. You never.
But that goes back. But that goes back to what I'm saying about the in the past. You're talking about control to own things. We're dealing in an era now where personal sovereignty is at risk. Everything the encroaching on personal sovereignty, the
Yeah, but
values.
you were born into slavery.
Listen. No, I wasn't born into slavery.
Hey, take it easy there.
No, you're
No,
wrong.
I wasn't born into slavery.
Brando, you went too far.
Yeah,
All
I wasn't born into
right.
Too
Hey,
far,
you got to do
Brando.
your history. You got to do your history.
You know what?
Born into slavery.
We were all born into
Somebody was born into
We're
slavery.
all born in slavery.
The system is
We're all
slavery.
born in
owes
it.
taxes.
The system is slavery.
Everybody
they gave
owes
me-
taxes. We were all born
I would
into
like to
slavery.
clear that.
Yeah, we're all
Okay,
born
hold
into
on. Let me finish
Ethiopian,
my.
people
Hold
never
on.
got
Oh,
it
fam.
Let Marlon talk.
Fam. Hold
Let
on. Let me get my
Marlon
thought
talk.
out, fam. Let me get my thought out. What I was saying is what they're encroaching on now. They're encroaching on your individual sovereignty. Your individual sovereignty. So when they're encroaching on your individual sovereignty, that's what I'm talking about. The morals, the things that the things that we would allow that the people at the top to do 20, 30 years or even 40 years ago, they would have never allowed such things like the Patriot Act. There would be more pushback from the things that we allow to go on that encroach on our sovereign, on our personal sovereignty. That's the types of value that I'm talking about that was collective. That's what we're losing. That's what we're
Let me
losing.
say that real quick.
Marlon you're right to a point, but remember, every property that I own, I don't own. The local government owns it. I don't own my life. I have a number attached to my name. You know.
I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy the strip searches by the Homeland Security at the airport. That's one good thing.
Again.
I always ask for the woman, the big fingers.
Again. Never would have passed 30, 40 years ago. Never would have done it.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
No, they needed 9/11. They
Right,
needed
they created
9/11 in
crisis.
order to be able to pass that.
Exactly.
Never would have happened.
And that's
Never
where
would
we're
have
at now.
happened.
Created
man.
No,
crisis.
if 9/11 would have happened, then fear would have took over and sheeple would have fell right in line.
Correct.
But watch
Let
this.
me ask you
During
guys.
that time,
I'm
it'd have
building
been watch
Seven
this.
Ball.
It'd have been considered patriotic. It'd have been your
Correct.
duty to help your country out.
Exactly.
And so it's
Right.
hard to pitch that patriotic pitch at this point.
It's
'cause
all
most people are,
brainwashing.
they don't
not-
really trust the government
not-
anymore. They know the
not-
government's
not-
crooked. So
Hey, Marlon,
that's that our
when you
morals
use
are-
two words. You use personal sovereignty. If you approach any stranger on any given street,
There's no
ask them
personal
what, ask them what personal sovereignty is. They have no
I have no idea.
The 30 or 40 years of government indoctrination centers called schools have totally gotten all of that whole idea out. Me wearing this around Berkeley, I can suffer a pot shot, like a hook that I can't, like one of those sucker punches or a rock or a bottle thrown at me, just because they think this is somehow. They have no idea what this means.
Right.
I don't think you know what 1776 mean, to be honest with you, because
what do you think it means to me?
Well, I don't. I think you really don't know what it means. I don't know what
How
you
did
think.
you? Are you
I
a
think
mind
you don't
reader?
know what it means.
No,
but it's okay. 1776, I get it, as far as what happened on that day. But as far as this country and the founding fathers and all this other stuff, the heirs are people that are here and were brought over and came over and all that. But I mean, I ain't gonna get into it all. But I mean, it's just know the history of these founding fathers. Know the history, know where they came from.
I'm not saying
understand this monetary system, break all that down. I just want to give a shout out to Low Blood Pressure because he's brought a lot of life to this whole channel. When I start listening to this, when he comes in, I love the shirts and all that. But that's just
Hey, it's a lot of laughs. The world is a big comedy, and I'm just having fun with it. No matter what, it don't matter what's going on. It's all a show, and it's all for our entertainment.
For real, man.
Low blood pressure. Can I ask you a question? Low blood pressure.
Anything.
It's not a question. It's a statement. Okay. I know how you hate crypto. But COVID is going to usher in this digital system. Never let a good price go to waste. So I'm saying, I know you hate it, but at least look into it, do some research.
Hey, Low Blood, you want to sell some?
Let me respond. You
want to sell some silver? I'll send you some Bitcoin.
No thanks. let me respond. Look, but see, all crypto is not equal, right? You're saying Bitcoin, Litecoin, and this Fed coin is totally different. So is the Fed coin crypto?
Well, the Fed
blockchain. That's a central control currency. It's a central. It's not.
It doesn't fall under the definition as crypto.
No.
Okay. And another thing, when I do commerce, when everything's supposed to go the way it's supposed to go, I'm gonna be doing local commerce. So crypto for me is not gonna be worth anything because I could just exchange physical things for physical things.
So you playing the bottom.
Huh?
Low Blood, we used to do that back in the 1800s, and everyone realized they were overpaying or getting ripped on stuff. And we decided to fraction the silver a little more precisely and started paying in smaller denominations like Satoshis.
Oh, get out of here, Satoshi. No one even knows who that is. CIA. I applied for those guys. They never called me. So
gentlemen. We've been approaching 2 hours now, literally 2 hours on the dot.
Hey, Daryl, I have one quick question, Daryl.
Go ahead.
Hey, Daryl. You're from Georgia, right?
Mississippi.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were in Georgia. Never mind.
That's I think Christopher in Georgia.
Where's that? He's at Northern Georgia?
Yeah, I'm in Georgia.
Hey, how's that Piedmont Street? It's still popping?
Piedmont? Oh yeah. It's Piedmont. It's pretty wild. They coming out. They coming out with the tanks out.
I was stationed out there in Augusta. We used to go out to Piedmont in Atlanta, have a good time, have a drink, relax,
Yeah, the Flame is still there. The Platinum Club is still there. Atlanta still has it going on. I mean, it's I'm not going back to Nebraska. I tell you that.
Go to Little 6 Points. We used to go to a pizza place out there, Little 6 Points. It was pretty good.
5 points.
Oh, my bad. Little 5 Points. I'm sorry.
Little 5 points. Savage. You talking about Savage Pizza? 5 points. Yeah.
After LBP's done with it, it's only 5.
Yeah,
man. I got done with it. It used to be 6 when I was there. Then it turned into 5. I took one with me.
There's 2 5, so you don't have to go to that one he just mentioned, but you can go to the other one.
Hey, so kids, they still got that fake ID face out there.
This has been a great hangout, a great meetup. We're definitely gonna do it again, man. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching and joining in. So you guys, appreciate you for hanging out and sharing your thoughts. That's what it's all about, man. So you guys have a good evening, and let's do this again soon, man.
All right, you too, Mike.
Take it
easy. Goodbye,
everybody. Mike, have a great night. Thanks.
Goodbye,
everybody. All the best to everybody. God bless.
All right.
All righty. So that was a good evening, to say the least. It was good to be able to hang out with everybody and to, finish this thing up strong, man. I think it was good to have a chance to have everybody in the group hang out. And so we are now on a different page now, so you guys can see me. So as always, man, for those that are still tuning in, appreciate you for tuning in. As always, want to make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this. And next time, for those that are tuning in, make sure you stick around and join us, man. We didn't have a chance to have any young ladies present tonight. And so hopefully next time we do this live stream, we can have some people, some ladies join us. But what else? Man, that was 2 hours. This is my longest live stream. I had a couple articles I want to touch on. So I might as well just go ahead real quick and share some things. So here's a little something worthwhile. Let me see if it shows up on the screen here. Yeah. So it says silver shines, says Citi, tipping a 60% price rise. So more bullish news coming out for silver. So definitely it's going to make a move pretty soon. What else we got here? Something else. The Central Bank of Bahamas launches landmark sand dollar digital currency. So we have a currency that's pegged 1-for-1 with the Federal Reserve note. We'll see how long that lasts. And then here's an article here. It says the IMF is not pleased with the Fed's cautionary position on digital currency. And the thing about this article that was the most interesting is that it quotes Jerome Powell when he said that, well, let me find this quote here. Let me see. He was quoted as saying about needing to slow things down so that he can discuss things over with the public and his shareholders. And where's this at? It's in here somewhere. But yet, one thing that stood out for me was that he mentioned the word shareholders. And I'm assuming he's referring to the too big to fail banks, which are the dominant shareholders of the 12 different regional branches. And so think about this. If the JP Morgan, Citi, Goldman Sachs, Street Bank, and all those other banks are shareholders in the Fed, whatever the Federal Reserve does, they're going to do it in the best interest of those too big to fail banks. So if they're going to do away with those too big to fail commercial banks, you better believe that those shareholders will have a say in the digital currency or the Fed coin or whatever it's going to be called when it's rolled out. So they're not going to get shafted. And so something worthwhile there. And then here's something else. I'll end up with this one here. But it gives a little map here. It says these states suffer the worst unemployment as the coronavirus pandemic recovery lags. So it's give a little map here, and I think I'm blocking it, so let me move out the way. So here's a little map here that shows the states that's hit the hardest with unemployment, and it's only 6 months into this whole ordeal. So you better believe before it's all over, by next summer, this map is going to be loaded with states still experiencing high amounts of unemployment. So anyway, people, man, 2 hours, I feel winded. I feel like I actually got a workout in tonight. But I appreciate all the fellas that joined us tonight, and definitely let's do this again soon. I saw some talks in the chat about doing this more often, so definitely I'm game for that. And then last note here, for those that want to participate in stacking up with a collector's coin, want to make sure I encourage you guys to take advantage of the RTD, get your weight up coin. Information for that is down below. So other than that, everybody, it has been great hanging out. Be blessed, be safe, and I will see you tomorrow, Lord willing. Probably do something a little earlier because of the debate still scheduled to go on. So we'll check in before then, more likely. But other than that, peace.